girl, endangering my family.
Accused cop killer MARKEITH LOYD just appeared before an Orange County judge, and he went off on that judge. He went on a profanity-laced rant about the murder of his pregnant ex-girlfriend, Sade Dixon, and the day he was arrested.
He still has not been charged for the death of Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, but the judge denied him bond in the Dixon case, so he will stay locked up. We have live 2 coverage this afternoon, beginning with Channel 9's Roy Ramos. Roy, Lloyd had a lot to say today.
Vanessa, we just walked out of the courtroom where there were family members for Sade Dixon. There were also family members there for MARKEITH LOYD. They didn't have much to say to one another, but MARKEITH LOYD definitely had plenty to say to that judge, especially when it came to his injuries.
And then when they had me in the hospital, Channel 9 News sent out that way for me to come out and see what they did for me. Or they done took my eye. They done broke my nose, broke my jaw.
Bandaged and shackled, MARKEITH LOYD stood while being held by armed guards in an Orange County jail courtroom with injuries Orlando police said he received as he resisted arrest. We watched as he faced a judge for the first time since his capture, who issued no bond on charges that included first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and unlawful killing of an unborn child.
Do you want a public defender appointed to represent you, Mr. Lloyd? Okay, and do you plan to hire your own attorney?
Defend myself.
The judge then explained the penalties Lloyd is facing after being accused of killing pregnant ex-girlfriend Sade Dixon. Dixon's mother sat next to me and watched as Lloyd tried to justify his actions when he allegedly opened fire, killing her daughter.
Y'all making up. I just went in there and shot this girl, endangering my family.
Okay, a judge...
We want to do something back.
According to investigators, Lloyd had been able to evade police because he received help from others. Police Chief Mina said some who aided and abetted Lloyd have already been arrested, and more arrests are to come. In court, Lloyd denied those claims, telling the judge he was by himself, even while he was at the Walmart, where he allegedly shot and killed Orlando police officer Deborah Clayton.
I went to Walmart myself to buy food. Well, nobody doing nothing for me.
And as Lloyd was walked out of the courtroom, he shouted expletives to that judge. As far as the charges for the death of Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, we're told that those charges will eventually be added. Outside of the Orange County Jail, Roy Ramos, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Our 10 coverage continues now with what happened outside the jail just moments after Lloyd was hauled back to his cell.
Channel 9's Field Sutton was waiting outside the front door, and Field Lloyd and one of his alleged victims both had family in the courtroom.
And it was Lloyd's family that came out first. Guards here at the jail this morning were actually directing traffic upstairs. Right after the hearing, they were in the hallway making sure everybody was in separate elevators for the trip down. Now, you're looking at video from when Lloyd's family made it to the exit. I do not know the specific identities of most of these women. You can see they were not willing to stop and talk, one even covering her face with a jacket. I asked them if they wanted to defend Lloyd and what he's accused of doing. They ended up jumping in a car and driving off. And then in contrast to that whole scene, Sade Dixon's mom walked out. Sade Dixon and her unborn child were shot to death over a month ago. And that was the event that set all of this into motion. Her mom told me it was a burden sitting in that courtroom with her daughter's accused killer.
I could not believe what I saw in the courtroom. It just shows his ignorance. But justice is going to prevail. I believe in the justice system. And I'm excited for him to stand trial.
Well, I'm still going through that interview with Sade's mom, trying to figure out what she wants to have happen next. I'm putting together a story on that for Eyewitness News at 4. Live in Orange County, Field Sutton, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
A judge granted bail for Lloyd's former boss at the Texas Fried Chicken restaurant, but he still has not bonded out. Prosecutors say Zargi Mayan helped Lloyd hide from police after the murder of Sade Dixon last month. In a bond hearing yesterday, Mayan's defense attorney argued he is not a flight risk, but the judge set his bond at $400,000. The lawyer for another person accused of helping Lloyd is asking a judge to lower the bond so she can get out of jail. Deputies claim Lakeisha Smith Lloyd was supplying money to Lloyd, who is her uncle. Her attorney is asking for the bond to be lowered from $750,000 to just $5,000. Even with Lloyd's capture, the investigation is not over. Police say they are actively looking for more potential accomplices. And Orlando Police Chief John Mina talked about the death of Lieutenant Clayton on national TV. He described last night on CNN what happened the day she was killed.
He could have easily gotten away after she lay on the ground bleeding, but from a non-fatal wound. But he decided to go up and kill her execution style, like you said, when she was totally defenseless. And the fatal wound was when he approached her and shot her while he was standing over her.
We will have more of Chief Mina's interview later in this newscast in about 15 minutes.
We know more this afternoon about a school bus accident in